Man, we couldn't go live while Candy was live. God, dog, 189K in the chat. Woo! I think she might have broke 200. Oh, we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. I meant when I said Sacramento would have been a better fit and people from LA. Come on in, come on in. No dang notification. I just went live. I can't wait to get out the house, get a haircut. I've been working on this leg, getting stronger, working on my quads, just leg raises, no weights. You know, road to recovery. This thing suck. But hey, it's all good. It is all good. Shout out to Marcellus Wiley, man. I just watched his live or his video reacting to the Gil and the my video with Gil and Anton and Kenyon, and he gave his take on it. No rehab. Nah, I'm just biking. I got a bike after this. And then just work on my quads. I'll be able to start doing squats and stuff next week. And now you know how what? And now we know how Heidi Plank can disappear from Gil's house and he was never charged. Was that Gil's house? Was it Gil's house? I don't know if it was Gil's house. But yeah, man, I was working on these leg raises and all the stuff I'm supposed to do for my rehab. I got my bands next week. Well, actually, I can do my bands now. The up and down with the toe, just to build the calf up left and right. Nothing happened to me. I had knee surgery. What you mean? Yeah, I don't think it was at Gil's house either. Y'all better quit bringing Gil's name up and everything, man. Gil said he's suing out you. Y'all better stop bringing Gil's name up. Shit, you think he playing? Your ankles still look like ham hock though. That's why I'm doing my leg raises right now. Don't worry about it. I'm working my ankle right now. It's cracking, creaking. But before we get into the NBA gambling thing, I want to play the video of Marcellus Wiley. Hold on, I don't have it queued up yet. Hold up. Hey, for the who be thinking we saw, we don't play. We gonna walk into the wheel. Hey. Smoke weed every day. Is Gil really suing Carcino? I have no idea. That's what he said. But right here, I want to play this video of Marcellus Wiley. Shout out to Marcellus Wiley. He did a reaction, and I want to do a reaction to that reaction. Let's get it.
The chunky dude. When you was on the Kwame the other day. Press Low? Low? Oh, I don't know his damn name. Whatever he is. Yeah, like he just like y'all chatting and this, that, and the third, and we just kept straight, like on there calling niggas nobodies and shit like that, bro. Like, nah, like that ain't more than a nobody. He was praising you for being who you are, and in the same breath, gonna be like, yeah, when the mother dudes on the shows, nobody, they be nobody without you. Nobody. I think I'm been somebody for a long time now.
Can I know Jesse J?
Not Low. Whoever
what you said with Kwame.
Yeah. The dude, I don't know his name, so obviously he's a nobody.
Sounds like nobody.
He's a nobody. So when we call praise, so I just want it to be known that like I don't know his name, and I don't care to remember his name. But
Anton.
whatever he is. So he was on the live feed with him, Kwame the other day. He was praising Gil for for being who he is, creating the space, and Gil was explaining about the logistics of the business, this, that, and the third, and he went on to say like, yeah, without Gil, them dudes is nobody's without you. Like, no, dude,
hey, man.
not him, right?
I ain't shit.
It says low. Oh, let me see. Yeah, I can get more volume on it. Hold on. All right. My bad. Then bring it back.
Whatever he is. So he was on the live feed with him, Kwame the other day. He was praising Gil for for being who he is, creating the space, and Gil was explaining about the logistics of the business, this, that, and the third, and he went on to say like, yeah, without Gil, them dudes is nobody's without you. Like, no, dude.
Hey, man.
Not him. Right?
I ain't shit without you. Ain't nobody like we didn't play the league.
Yeah. Like Gil made us who he is. Like we some niggas off the street that grew up with Gil. Like we carry Gil for the bag.
Well, I am a nigga off the street.
Yeah, no, but we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. King, shoot that nigga there, freaking. You know what I'm saying? That part.
Blah, 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 blah. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a Patreon member, get full access, the full app. Call me involved, who I respect and still got his mama's cook. I said that when I was watching the live from Kwame Brown, who I respect and still got his mama's cooking cup upstairs that I hydrate with. Let's talk.
Salute, man. He got the mama's cooking cup upstairs that he hydrate with. Salute, salute, salute. But let's get into his take of what he said about the situation. Shout out to getting the mama's cooking cup. Y'all see this mama's cooking and sprinkling all over.
About this for real. Okay. So when Anton said that, I thought that Gilbert would correct him. Not check him, but correct him. But like, not exactly. But Gilbert had too much water coming in. He had too many battles to fight in that moment. So therefore, and they were all emotional. They were all getting after it. It was so many things. If you watched the live, I mean, it was a 4-hour session, but I think Gilbert's part was probably collectively an hour. So kept hanging up, coming back. He dropping them, Kwame dropping them, bringing them back. It was a lot. But the point is, what happened in that moment that got Kenyon feeling like that? Justifiably so. Okay, so you talking about a #1 pick in the NBA. And you calling that guy a nobody, obviously gonna make him feel some type of way. Make everybody feel some type of way, except if you respect what Anton was trying to say, which is, we talking about this space, partner. We talking about right here, who are they compared to you? And that's a time shift that we're gonna have to really unpack right now, because
I think it was a little more than that, but because I think it should be over, I'm just going to reserve my comments. But I had to stop the video, so I'm going to keep playing.
When this came up, one of my boys was bringing it up, and then my other boy was like, yo, who is Anton Daniel? And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Nah, he got over 1 million subs. He gets 100 million views a month, got 19K on Patreon. Dude is killing it. So he's he's his own cottage industry. So it's crazy we all got these blind spots. But being a #1 overall pick, Kenyon Martin, you got to be blinded and blind and not know who he is and respect him. So what was Anton trying to say? He was trying to say that, look, Kenyon, in this space right now, Gilbert Arenas #1. And Gil is #1. His name was on the show, not now necessarily, but it's Gil's show, and he put this all together, and he's the star. He's always been a star since Agent Zero. But Gilbert knows, and even Kenyon knows, and we're not going to that level, at least those guys weren't, I am, that Gilbert tried this before without those guys. And it didn't go as well as it's going right now. So you got to give the crew love. Shout out to Drake. You got to give the crew love, because when you get that level of credibility with you, with all of those cats coming with you, Whether you the star or not, you couldn't do it without them because you didn't do it without them. Gilbert would say that, but he had too many battles to fight, I think, in that moment. So it's not about who is better and who is worse. I mean, the ego's involved. We know it. We athletes, and he's an entertainer, Anton, and he's a broadcaster, podcaster. Everybody's ego's involved. But just to keep it on a real level, Kenyon Martin been that dude since the dude's been doing it. And Anton is killing it in his own respect. And it's crazy that just such a flippant statement got people feeling like that, like Kenyon is, for real. But you got to remember also, there was a moment where Gilbert Arenas was trying to partner with Kwame Brown because Kwame Brown was the big dog in the space, or at least a lot of people were betting on Kwame Brown after all of the beef that he had with all the smoke, that they were like, yo, Kwame Brown gonna be that guy. So I'm gonna end it like this because there's a story in here that is really like a life lesson. Because we all, like when you're raising your kids, it's crazy. They compete and then they get ranked and then they start thinking.
I don't think Brother Marcellus is aware of all the hating that these guys were doing and the flagging and the bounties on my channel, the smear campaign, the things of that nature. I don't think he's abreast of that. I don't think he's abreast to the Discord and a plot to take away my channel and the many weeks I've been thrown off of YouTube. I don't think he understands that part. But he doesn't have to. And Gilbert never tried to partner with me. Gilbert tried to play big dog like he's doing now. And that's the reason why he allowed Anton to say what he said without stopping him, which doesn't make sense for him to ever not stop somebody from saying that when like Marcellus is about to say, Gil has already had his own show. Sino have exposed all of this stuff that Gil has had many of the shows that he's done with porno stars himself, all kind of stuff that they didn't work. So yeah, defaming my mother, my kids, all that type of stuff. But he's about to get it to the part where he says the same thing.
Thinking they're better than they are. They start thinking they're worse than they are. This kid over here in another state is higher than him, lower than him, all that stuff. Let's get it real. Pat McAfee comes to mind. Because there was a time when Pat McAfee tried to go to ESPN 2017 or so, and ESPN was like, nah, we good. We don't want a punter. Remember when it was so tight cast? Football players, you do football shows. Basketball players, you do basketball shows. And then they start loosening it up, obviously. But they were like, there's no room for a punter. They like quarterbacks. They like champions, etc. Right? They like former Dallas Cowboys. Punter, they weren't really feeling that. You know what Pat McAfee did? What Anton Daniels did, which is build up his own cottage industry to the point where now he's licensing his product out to ESPN in partnership. He the only one there doing that. No, well, the Manning brothers. But the point is, he has a daily show on ESPN, and he's not an employee. 2017, he couldn't even get employed by them. So when I see two guys have a blind spot for each other, or just whether they joking or serious, but the point is, hey, you acting like you don't know who I am. The real of it is, y'all both killing it. I mean, they both killing it. And regardless of who knows that or don't know that, there's still a role for those who are just like, you ain't nothing. Pat McAfee. And you could turn that into everything. I just thought that's fascinating because I've seen that journey too many times. It's happened to me in football. Guys that were better than me, I end up making it to pros. They didn't. Guys who are worse than some other guys that I knew, they end up making it in their career choices. It always does that, right? You just got to keep going. I think Nipsey Hussle said it best. People always like, what's so special about you, man? What makes you go? He's like, you know what makes me go? I never stop. I don't quit.
Shout out to Marcellus Wiley. I like that part. I never stop. I don't quit. But yeah, man, use some structured media, hire talent who would build platforms. Okay. And the disrespect towards your family too. I'm supposed to get all that. I talk against the Democratic Party. I was the #1 draft pick. I talk against the Democrats. I say a lot of stuff. Ooh, I ain't supposed to be talking like this. You know that. I say a lot. That's why they always say, you never heard a former #1 draft pick talk like this. Oh, listen, man, I got a question, man. Can we believe any of these records in the NBA now? Like seriously, is any of these records in the NBA now? Are we going to believe them? Should we believe them? I just want to know: should we believe in any of the records in the NBA now, based on what Donahue, because I knew that I'm like this referee, this one guy can't be a cheat by itself. There's no way there's one. It's never just one guy. But they painted it like it was one guy. So now all the Jordan rings, all the I told y'all this pretty much proves my point when I said stars are not born, they're created. Because although as talented as guys are, it seemed to be a script. Sometimes a team just have your number. But in order to make money, it seems like we care more about the entertainment value, the fast money that people can get from gambling. That's crazy. Stars are not born, they're created. That is crazy. So let's get to this story. I really want to get to this story because I want to get some opinions on this for real. Just thinking of all the history in the NBA, thinking of all the people who won championships, and it seems to be something with these storied franchises, the Celtics, the Lakers, how many times they played each other, Golden State Warriors, the Lakers. They wanted to build that type of, it seems like, I don't know for sure, but it seems like they wanted to build up that type of dynamic between the Lakers and Golden State. Because didn't they go to like 4 or 5 back-to-back finals? Tim said Jordan was a gambling degenerate. Who got blocked earlier? Let me go see. Nobody should be blocked, but let me go see. Let me see who is blocked. Settings. Advanced settings. Can't you find it? I don't even know where that's at no more. All right, I gotta get back to the content. I can't find where you got down. Go on black people. I ain't been back there so long. Agreements. Hold on. Settings. Yeah, this is where you go. What the hell is going on, B? All right, something ain't right. It's supposed to be another box. All right, I can't slow up the content like this. Get out, let me out of here, B. All right. was this? Let me go ahead and play this. I can't find
it. Give us your general take on this gambling scandal.
Who cares? Who cares? I don't watch this stuff. I don't watch. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. I just had Tim Donaghy on for an hour, and the most intriguing thing he mentioned was Michael Jordan going to baseball was the first cover-up because he got caught, and that's the way the NBA operates, and he knows firsthand more than anybody else, in my opinion.
What do y'all think about that? Michael Jordan fans, what do y'all think about that? There's been rumors about that, but now Donahue is saying that this is what it is. Do y'all think he's telling the truth? I know all LeBron fans think he's telling the truth. Do y'all think he's lying? Do you think he have a reason to lie? He's only saying who cares because it's the right people doing the wrong thing. No proof. It's just word of mouth.
So that's a very intriguing one. And then the second thing he threw out was, is there going to be a class action lawsuit from all of the minions out there like us who bet and got duped by these other people on all the games? Are you going to show all your DraftKings and FanDuel lineups and say, hey, man, what's going on here? This was an under, I bet, and I got screwed, and they proved they lied. And now is this going to be a huge issue to where it even folds them for some certain amount of time? Meaning, are they going to be playing with G League players because this thing gets shut down? He thinks that the big part hasn't even hit yet. He thinks that thing is coming down the pipe. And that's someone that was indicted and spent time in jail and obviously threw games. And he threw Dick Bavetta and all these other people under the bus, saying that the Lakers did not three-peat in the minds of a lot of referees. Sacramento was the best team. Dick Bavetta was later indicted and said.
So now we've learned that allegedly, Sacramento wasn't the best team, and that Michael Jordan allegedly was put out of the league because of gambling. Wow. This is all allegations from a convicted referee, convicted jail time person, convict.
It himself that he forced game 7. Game 6 should have been over. Sacramento won. And he was breaking down some things that I've never heard. And I'm like, wow. So that is the part that you have to really look into it. How he said 58 of 60 referees were cheaters in the NBA. 58 of 60, Jason. So let that sink in. So it's much bigger than we think, in my opinion. And I think
58 of 60 were cheaters. If that's the case, it's over for the league. Lord have mercy. 58 out of 60 people allegedly was the refs was cheating. Oh God, I want to know the two that wasn't. I want to know the two that was stand-up men and women.
I didn't have any reason to not believe him at all either. So
I hope
he was on Cuomo today. I don't know if you saw that. Tim Donaghy is also on Cuomo.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Wow, that is fascinating. What Tim Donaghy is suggesting, and that again is why I'm telling. Today feels different, and this is what I've texted Darnell. Did Darnell have it? I'd love to have Darnell come on because I want a young person's take. I'm just wondering.
Let me send him the link.
I wonder if we're all just old fuddy-duddies. Not you, TJ. But I almost want, if you knew how to run everything, I was going to have you and Luke switch positions. It's one of the few times I would actually want to hear from Luke. I would actually allow Luke to speak on his show because sometimes Luke accuses us of being old fuddy-duddies and that, young people have a completely different perspective on all of this. Steve, are we just old men screaming, get off my lawn?
Yeah, but that doesn't make us wrong. Honestly, I
I like this dude. Are we just the old men that screaming and yelling to get off our lawn? Yeah, but it don't make us wrong. That's what I'm talking about. Own it.
I think those who try to be young and hip are being really dishonest. But based on what JB said, I'm going to watch that. I watched the first half of that interview earlier this morning. Jason, I love this. This is great. I can't wait for this to roll out. I will now binge watch. Forget the Carolina Belichick thing. That's in the past. That was last week. Now my focus is going to be the NBA betting scandal because I think this thing has so many layers to it, and I'm fascinated by seeing how deep and wide this thing goes.
JB did, and we hopefully we'll get Smitty on. Oh, he can't today. He's in another meeting. But did Darnell have a different take on this than you?
Nah, he was asking good questions. He was just like, the mob question from Smitty. He asked, like, is it how invested it? Is this the mob part of it, the mafia? Then I had Lauren Conlon, who I hooked you up with, Jason, who came on, who's covering this intel. She's already now. She's also like she's got actual insight and a login now. And she has a login with a lot of this stuff to where she can actually pull the actual documents right live. And she was breaking down some issues as well today. But she was like, the mob is not really too worried about this. I think they played this out. I spoke to somebody actually about the Chauncey Billups issue. And they think that Chauncey met somebody in Detroit during his time, which makes more sense than meeting somebody in Denver, and said, hey, this is what you are. Do this. He needed help at the time. He did it. And Donahue came on the show today and said, listen, Chauncey thought it was a 3-month agreement, and there's no such thing with the mob. This is a lifelong agreement, contrary to belief. And Donahue said, nah, I thought I was in a 3-month agreement as well with the mob. Chauncey thinks that's what he thinks happened with Chauncey. He thinks Chauncey made a 3-month agreement and it was a lifelong agreement. And
Dang. So he gonna have to shut up. If these are real people, because I don't believe there's no mob. But if there's some people that they calling a mob, trying to pretend like it's a mob, because I don't believe it's no mob. Mob, don't get me. But if Chauncey was really dealing with those real deal people, then he better not snitch. Shoot. He got a wife, he got kids. Dang. What would make these jokers deal with some people calling themselves the mafia, knowing that it ain't no mafia? Everything that unfolded with this situation, a bunch of rich, overprivileged athletes that get away with everything in a go-along, get-along game. Now they done got all their friends wrapped up in this stupidity. Ripping each other off, only hanging around each other, ripping each other off. This is crazy.
still paying for it. So it's a lot going on, man. That's going to be a big thing. But I think Smitty didn't disagree. He was like, hey, this is kind of I guess unprofessional with Smitty's take, because for a young guy to say that it was a lot too, because if you it is unprofessional in my opinion. And now the integrity of the game, to Steve's point, is the question I have. Like, now it's the integrity of the game. I think they lose more viewership. Here's the most thing, Jason, and I'll end it with this question. Donahue, I asked Donahue specifically, how is Adam Silver still employed today? And he said that's a great question, because during his time, he said David Stern the same thing, because they're all being paid by this. And if he tells you any other, and here's the chronological issue, and I want to ask you guys, chronologically, Shams came out yesterday and said he knew about it the night before. Well, the night before that, Adam Silver was on McAfee. And then yesterday, this happens. Tell me that this is not just a coincidence. There's no way. This has all been known. They all knew about it. It was coming down the pipe. They were prepping for it. And Adam Silver tried to get ahead of it, just like David Stern did to Tim Donahue's point. He said that he tried to get ahead of it as well. And so, and he labeled it as like a crooked politician, like Newsom, makes $200,000 a year, but he lives in a $9 million mansion in Beverly Hills. Make it make sense. It's the same thing. Look at what they make versus what they have. There's a reason why, because they're getting paid on other ways. So Donahue broke it down.
And so, JB, I know none of us watch a lot of ESPN or mainstream media, but I've watched enough to see, like, ESPN is trying to talk about other things going on in the sports world. It's impossible for me right now to talk about other things going on in the sports world because I don't know how believable they are. And so this is all that's in my head right now. I didn't watch.
And that's where I'm at with it now. I don't know what to believe. I think everything is a story time. I think everything is generated to make us feel good, make us get angry, make us react. I think that when something tragic happened, they know what would make us feel good. So New Orleans won the Super Bowl after Katrina, didn't they? A year after, or that same year, something like that. It's always like a sporting event that make us feel good after something tragic happened. Always throughout history, sports. I wonder how, is that coincidence? Or could you make that happen? And the Patriots after 9/11. How convenient. A name like the Patriots win the Super Bowl after 9/11. So is Tom Brady really great? Or he just was on the right team that it can make America feel like we making America great again? Because the Cowboys used to be America's team with that star, but they can't win a damn thing no more. Patriots sound better. MJ returned after 9/11. Yeah. I don't know.
The game last night, and I like watching Justin Herbert. I like watching Jim Harbaugh. I thought the game might be interesting. I'm glad I didn't, but my enthusiasm for games this weekend is being tamped down by this because all I can think is this legit? And I think in a lot of things, that's all you're going to see over social media.
He did mention the NFL's next.
Woo.
So that was big when he said that. He said the NFL will be next, and he said the FBI is doing this. Listen, I'm independent. Like, I'm a conservative thinking person, but at the same time, it's like the Cash Patel thing to me is like, well, wait up, because I got questions. If we're humans and we can.
Oh, my bad. Let me shut up. My bad. I ain't seeing no pattern on nothing. You know, I'm on this medication, beautiful one. I apologize. But I really do appreciate your beautiful one. But yeah, let me shut up. You're right. Let me shut up.
Ask questions, and we got to ask the questions. Then where the damn Epstein files at then? So like, I want to know. Don't say we're only going after criminals, Cash, because you're not. Because there's other things out there that I want my tax-paying dollars to. I want to know where my damn potholes are out here on the 15 freeway. The issue is we got to be honest with each other here. There's a lot of things going on. If the NFL's next, then there's got to be a lot of other things that you should be investigating, like our governor in California, Obama. Like, there's a lot of things out there I want to see investigated. So I call BS on a lot of stuff too. So if we're fair thinkers here and we're going to be honest, we got to start saying that too. Because I don't know, Jason. This is I've been saying that on your show. I've been telling Steve Kim, it's watered down as hell. I can't watch the NFL and college football like I used to. To your point, it's not, and that was before this whole thing came out. We all had speculation and all. We've seen wide receivers in the NFL get suspended for a game or two and all that. But at the end of the day, like, is it? If we thought of it on this macro scale, is everybody involved? 58 of 60 referees are involved.
Yep. Disclaimer: Kwame is on medication. Yep. I sure am. I don't know if the games are real or not. I don't know. Maybe everything we've been watching has been a Cinderella story. They told me about the tooth fairy. They told me about the tooth fairy. Now, who is this guy right here? All right, so I'm gonna share this with y'all, and y'all tell me who is this guy. The content is on. Oh shoot, I can't say the brother name. The count is on AAL channel. Abednego Lufil. Abednego Lufil. Yeah, Abednego Lufil channel. And this is Brandon Biggs. They say this guy predict a lot of things. He predict Trump death, all kind of stuff. Tooth Fairy don't come from 76. 7-footers. All right, so let's go back.
Soon.
Because
All right, I'm gonna fast forward it. Let's go, y'all. Fair use.
it's very interesting, and y'all can also give me your thoughts. Let's take a listen to this.
Oh, and sports people. And then he talked to us about LeBron James, and I thought that was interesting. He said he'll retire soon. Everybody go, well, of course he will. No, I'm talking about there's something more to this. I saw and I'm not trying to be controversial, but I saw the king be dethroned. The name, King James, all this stuff. There's more to this. There's more to this. And
So this guy is saying he saw the name King James be dethroned. Cat Williams said everybody who the deviants or something will become last and everybody will get exposed. So if you're doing something crazy, this is the year of exposure. And that means everybody. That's what he said.
was not a good thing. King James, King, all this stuff. And the Lord said, this will be dethroned. A humbling is coming. A humbling is coming. And I don't know what that means, but I saw a humbling coming. A play on words. There was a play on words there. And like I said, I don't try to be controversial. I'm just telling you what I saw. There's something more to a dethroning of a king, of what he considers himself that way. Above the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ. King James Version, King, all this stuff. And that's what I was seeing that in the air. But the Lord said, there's about to be something huge happen in the NBA. There's about to be something huge happen in the NFL and the Major League. He said, what?
He making it seem like Bron did something to be this famous and now he owe a debt or something. That's the kind of vibes he giving me. Because usually when guys are done playing, that's when things start to happen. Truths start to get spoken.
Watch what I'm about to do in these areas.
Right, so you hear here that he gave this prophetic word that there's going to be this something huge that isn't good is going to happen with LeBron James and also in the NBA and just sports in general. Now, you know what just happened? Y'all want to know what just happened? Let's listen to what just happened.
In the NFL and the Major League. He said, watch what I'm about to do in these areas.
Individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families.
The FBI director, in fact, said, Leslie, that this is the insider trading saga.
Did y'all hear those names that they called out? Woo!
saga for the NBA. Sports gambling investigation that they announced today. 6 defendants named, including Miami Heat's Terry Rozier and former Cavaliers player and assistant coach Damon Jones. They say between 2022 and 2024, illegal betting was happening, that these guys were involved in throwing the games or misusing insider information for gambling and then profiting on games for the Hornets, the Lakers, the Trailblazers, and the Toronto Raptors. They gave specifics about Terry Rozier.
So these niggas is game cheats, allegedly. Throwing games too? Golly. I saw the one dude throwing the ball to anybody. That's most of the fault. He should have been took him out the game. When he was making those plays, he should have been came out the game. But man, this is some interesting stuff right here, boy. They do want the wealthy. I don't know. They don't want us rich or wealthy. She said Lakers. Let me keep it going.
They announced today 6 defendants named, including Miami Heat's Terry Rozier and former Cavaliers player and assistant coach Damon Jones. They say between 2022 and 2024, illegal betting was happening, that these guys were involved in throwing the games or misusing insider information for gambling and then profiting on games for the Hornets, the Lakers, the Trailblazers, and the Toronto Raptors. They gave specifics about Terry Rozier, who was playing for the Hornets at the time. He said he let a bunch of people know he would leave a game on March 23rd, 2023. Those people then wagered $200,000 on Rozier's under statistics. He left the game after 9 minutes. Prosecutors say those bettors profited tens of thousands of dollars, then went to Rozier's house to share the proceeds and count out the money.
Wow. Now let's remember what he said. Let's remember what Brandon Briggs said. He said something huge is coming to the NBA, NFL, in sports, a lot of, and he talked about how LeBron James is going to be humbled. I don't know if something's going to come out about LeBron James in detail, but obviously LeBron James is tied to it because I believe right now that when LeBron James got injured once, his head coach leaked that information, I believe, to like sports bettors. So they would leak the information. So like, they're going to be payouts and everything. Just listen to what he said again. This was like 2 months ago.
A play on words. There was a play on words there. And like I said, I don't try to be controversial. I'm just telling you what I saw. There's something more to a dethroning of a king, of what he considers himself that way. Above the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ. King James, Version, King, all this stuff. And that's when I was seeing that in the air. But the Lord said, there's about to be something huge happen in the NBA. There's about to be something huge happen in the NFL, in the Major League. He said, watch what I'm about to do in these areas.
Then went to Rozier's house to share the proceeds and count out.
Boy, LeBron better not have nothing to do with this because it's over. They gonna, like I said, they're not gonna. No, they're not gonna bother LBJ, or however you say his name. But no, I think he's gonna be fine. You can't. That'll be too much. That would ruin the NBA. That the guy that is been running the league for the last 20 plus years is allegedly been gambling for 20 something years. That's crazy. Damian Jones took a volunteer job just to get inside information. He's a clown. I thought he just wanted to be close to the game, couldn't let it go. There's some guys that can't let it go. They cannot let it go. That's all they think about. Let's see. That ain't what I want. I dug it. Shoot. I done messed up the whole other video I was trying to get up here real quick. Let me put this down and put this up. Kwame, you screwing up, boy. All this is very interesting, you said? Let me see. Let me see what they saying about this dude. Kind of messed the other video up.
Now let's remember what he said. Let's remember what Brandon Briggs said. He said something huge is coming to the NBA, NFL, in sports. A lot of, and he talked about how LeBron James is going to be humbled. I don't know if something is going to come out about LeBron James in detail, but obviously LeBron James is tied to it because I believe right now that when LeBron James got injured once, his head coach leaked that information, I believe, to like sports bettors. So they would leak the information. So like, they're going to be payouts and everything. Just listen to what he said again. This was like 2 months ago.
A play on words. There was a play on words there. And like I said, I don't try to be controversial. I'm just telling you what I saw. There's something more to a dethroning of a king, of what he considers himself that way. Above the King of Kings, the Lord of the Lords, Jesus Christ. King James Version, King, all this stuff. And that's why I was seeing that in the air. But the Lord said, there's about to be something huge happen in the NBA. There's about to be something huge happen in the NFL, in the Major League. He said, watch what I'm about to do in these areas.
Then went to Rozier's house to share the proceeds and count out the money. Prosecutors indicated this investigation was linked to the bust of Raptors player Jonte Porter, who, remember, he got banned from playing for the NBA for life and was convicted on felony charges. The second big investigation, Operation Royal Flush, involving Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups, player Terry Rozier again, and Damon Jones in an underground illegal poker ring. This involved several organized crime families associated with La Cosa Nostra. Basically, prosecutors allege the celebrity athletes were used to lure unsuspecting gamblers to these poker games where the mafia had modified card shuffling machines, barcoded the decks, had cameras built into the tables and light fixtures. The dealers were in on it. The athletes, they allege, made the games look legitimate. Prosecutors say one victim alone lost $1.8 million. But in total, this ring brought in tens of millions. And then when people refused to pay, prosecutors say the defendants did what organized crime always does, threaten violence. You've got 34 individuals here charged with a range of things: extortion, money laundering, wire fraud, bank fraud, illegal gambling. Rozier will be in federal court today in Orlando. There was a game against the Magic there last night.
I just want to know, like, these NBA players be making millions of dollars. Why do this? Why do this as a head coach? You're making millions of dollars. Why do this as a former NBA player?
Because you don't get caught doing that. A lot of these guys, they get away with everything they doing. They never get held accountable for anything that they do. So there's like that bad little child that get away with so much stuff. They never think they're going to get caught until they get caught. That's what it is. They never think they're going to get caught until they get caught. If you've been getting away with stuff, and people love to hit a lick. Especially, I know, being from the hood, these guys love to hit a lick. An extra $200,000, that's a thrill to them. It ain't about the money, it's the thrill. And a lot of these guys are degenerate gamblers, all kind of stuff. You wouldn't be surprised how many guys owe other teammates, the majority of their check, or be into it with other teammates or people from other teams because they owe them money from them playing in the city before. It's always these guys that don't want to pay. It's crazy. They should stop them from gambling. PPP loans were a sting operation. Wow. Yeah, it'd be a lot of players getting into it, fighting, beefing because they owe each other money. These pills tear my ass up, boy. Tired as hell. Tax-free money. But tax-free money, they going to come get all the money. Pat Riley, I already knew. He have a team that follows all his players. That's just like big. The bookies follow players to see what they're doing. That's crazy. The real elephant in the room is Puff and what he had on everybody. If he think they tried to play him, the mob, and all, like, you think P. Diddy did this? No, I doubt that.
And you're worth millions of dollars. Why? This is why the Bible says the love of money is the root to all kinds of evil. Why? Goodness.
And Billups will have an appearance in federal court in Portland, Oregon. They had a game there against the Timberwolves last night. One more note, because as you know, I covered.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely.
Ash Patel mentioned that
I'm loopy as shit. I need to get some more water. I'm definitely loopy though. I got another water over there on the table, but I got my damn leg up, so I'm just gonna chill get through this video, but I'm definitely loopy as hell. I'm trying.
The sports books were victims in this. You had the prosecutor for the Eastern District, the U.S. attorney, saying the sports books here are victims. They were not perpetrators in all of this. So just on the record about that.
Beginning as early as 2019, the defendants in this case orchestrated a scheme to use wireless cheating technology to run rigged poker games across the United States, including in the Hamptons, Las Vegas, Miami, and Manhattan. The scheme targeted victims known as, quote, fish, who were often lured to participate in these rigged games by the chance to play alongside former professional athletes who were known as, quote, face cards. The so-called face cards included the defendant Chauncey Billups, who at the time of the scheme was a former NBA player and is currently the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, and also Damon Jones, a former NBA player and coach. What the victims, the fish, didn't know is that everybody else at the poker game, from the dealer to the players, including the face cards, were in on the scam. Once the game was underway, the defendants fleeced the victims out of tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars per game. The defendants used a variety of very sophisticated cheating technologies, some of which were provided by other defendants in exchange for a share of the profits from the scheme. For example, they used off-the-shelf shuffling machines that had been secretly altered in order to read the cards in the deck, predict which player at the table had the best poker hand, and relay that information to an off-site operator. The off-site operator sent the information via cell phone back to a co-conspirator at the table, and that person at the table was known as the quarterback. The quarterback then signaled secretly the information he had received from others to others at the table, and together they used that information in order to win their games and to cheat the victims.
This is also crazy. And you can even read up on this on Sports Illustrated.
Man, that is nuts. These people, man, listen, man, I don't believe nothing in the NBA, NFL, baseball, MLB, ALB, PBA, boxing. I don't believe nothing. Boxing used to come out and tell you they used to fix fights. So I don't believe none of the records. I don't believe Rocky Marciano. I believe he only won 2 fights. I don't believe nothing. They gonna go mad about that Rocky Marciano thing. Ooh, I don't believe nothing. I'm sorry. Hell, let's rewrite history. Kwame was a goddamn not a bus. It's the pills, guys. Sorry. Oh no, I'm definitely not driving. I can't drive. Shit, I'll be wrapped around a damn tree. Ain't no way in the world I can drive. Shit, I was just about to fall asleep on y'all. All of it is rigged. Man, I'm talking about I don't believe in nothing. I believe everything has been one big storyline and we just ain't know it. The mob on Rocky too. That'll drive them crazy. They said you're not a bus. That's a damn lie. He is a bus. I need to know. I need him to know he a bus. I really need him to know. They be mad. Kwame Tiger Wood Brown. Oh, hopped up on them pills. Hey, nah, what happened? I took the pills, but I thought I was going live at 6, but Candace Owens had like 189 people, 89K in the chat. So I was sitting there waiting. I'm sitting there watching her live. And now that I'm live, I'm turned down like a mug. You believe in that NBA money? Yeah. I don't believe the NBA cheated. I think the investigation was true. I think the feds might have made a mistake in arresting Rozier. He kind of looked like somebody else. Yeah, because we want to make sure the pension go through. They didn't mean to arrest Rozier. All rigged for the machine-sponsored boys. Who is the machine-sponsored boys? The go along, get along game? I'm with you if it's the go along, get along game. But yeah, to protect my pension, They didn't mean to arrest Rozier. The feds made a mistake. The NBA internal investigation already revealed that he didn't do nothing wrong. So yeah. I needed me money. Shit, can I wait till I'm 50 now for what's going on? Adam Silver is the go along, get along game. Adam Silver, I don't know where he come from. Where did Adam Silver come from? He can't play basketball, got no physical background in it. Where does Adam Silver come from? This motherfucker look like Count Dracula. Like, want to suck your blood? Where the fuck does this white pale horse come from? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to curse you too. Beautiful one! I was about to dream Kwame get better. It was all about a dream. It was all a dream, Kwame get better. Hey, look, I was in this bug dozing off on y'all. So fly style. I was suffering succotash. Shit, Candace Owens was turned up today though. He looked like he came from the abyss. I don't know where the hell Silver Slippers come from, but that motherfucker need to be fired. I'm telling you, he do. He gonna mess the money up. He already done ruined the league, letting them rich jokers bend down on their knee. And now Trump mad directly at LeBron. LeBron done pissed off Trump, talking all that jazz, and now Trump want to go at him straight up to his face. What he called Trump a loser? He talked mad shit about Trump. And that's why Stephen A. out there blaming Trump. But listen, that's my time. I'm going to let these pills do what they do, which is put me to sleep. Y'all have a blessed night. I appreciate everybody who super chatted. Salute to you, beautiful one. I'm up out of this thing. I'm gone.